You ever notice how the toughest days always feel like they'll never end? Those moments when everything seems to fall apart, when the world feels heavy, and no matter how hard you try, nothing seems to work. Maybe you've been working on something for months, maybe even years, and the results just aren't showing. You start wondering if it's even worth it. But here's the truth. Those very struggles, those sleepless nights, those lonely battles when nobody's watching, that's the construction site of your future. You're not falling apart. You're under construction. Every struggle you face today carries a message, even when it doesn't make sense right now. The pain you feel, the confusion you experience, and the pressure that keeps you awake at night, none of it is wasted. It's all part of a deeper process shaping you into who you're meant to become. Life has a strange way of teaching lessons through difficulty, and sometimes the lessons are disguised as heartbreak, failure, or rejection. But the truth is, those very moments are refining you, building strength in places you didn't even know were weak. You're learning patience through delay, courage through fear, and resilience through every disappointment that tries to break you. It's easy to feel like life is unfair when you're struggling, when it feels like others have it easier or move faster. But that's just the illusion of comfort. Comfort looks good, but it doesn't build anything. Comfort makes you soft. Struggle, on the other hand, makes you sharp. It teaches you to adapt, to think, to fight for something real. It shows you what you're capable of when nothing goes your way. The people who rise high in life aren't those who avoided pain. They're the ones who learned how to grow through it. They understood that the pain wasn't punishment, it was preparation. When you're going through something difficult, it's natural to want to escape it. You tell yourself, when this is over, then I'll be okay. But the truth is, the mess, the fight, the waiting, is where your transformation happens. You don't build muscles by lifting light weights. You build them by facing resistance. In the same way, you don't build mental and emotional strength by avoiding struggle. You build it by enduring it. Every time you choose to keep going instead of quitting, you're training your mind to handle more. You're becoming someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. So when life gets hard, don't see it as an attack. See it as a training ground. The difficulties you're facing are molding you for what's next. You may not understand it now, but one day you'll look back and realize that the moments you thought were breaking you were actually building you. Every setback was a setup for strength. Every failure was a lesson in disguise. The pressure, the pain, and the struggle, they're not signs of your weakness. They're signs that you're growing, evolving, and becoming unstoppable. Think about what happens before any great structure is built. Before the beauty, there's chaos. Before the strength, there's struggle. You see dust flying, noise echoing, and pieces of metal and stone scattered everywhere. It looks like destruction, but it's actually creation in progress. The same is true for your life. When things feel messy, uncertain, or painful, it doesn't mean you're failing. It means your foundation is being built. And the deeper the foundation, the stronger the future structure will stand. That's why the challenges you face today are not just random difficulties. They are the groundwork for something solid, something lasting, something extraordinary. When builders start constructing a skyscraper, they don't begin by going up. They start by digging down. The taller the building, the deeper they must dig. That's the rule of life too. The higher your destiny, the deeper your preparation. So if you feel like life is pulling you down, if everything around you seems to be collapsing, understand that maybe you're being positioned to rise higher than ever before. The digging doesn't feel good. It's dark, lonely, and hard, but it's necessary. Without it, the structure won't stand when the storms come. And believe me, storms will come. That's why life is making sure your base is strong enough to handle what's ahead. The confusion, the noise, the people who doubt you, the plans that fall apart. Those aren't signs that you're going the wrong way. They're signs that you're in the middle of your construction phase. It's messy, it's tiring, and it often doesn't look like progress. But progress doesn't always look clean. Growth rarely looks graceful. What you call chaos. Today, you'll one day recognize as the process that made you unshakable. Most people quit during the noise. They see the dust and think the dream is destroyed. But those who endure, those who keep building through the mess, end up standing on top of what once felt impossible. So don't fear the confusion in your life right now. Don't get discouraged when plans don't make sense. You're not falling apart, you're being assembled. Every challenge, every failure, every unanswered question, it's part of your foundation. Life is shaping you, strengthening you, and setting you up to rise. So let the noise happen. Let the dust fly. It only means your foundation is getting deeper and your future is being built stronger than ever. Every person who ever achieved greatness has walked through moments of deep struggle, moments where everything inside them screamed to give up. But what separates them from those who quit isn't talent, luck, or opportunity, it's perspective. They didn't allow pain to be the period at the end of their story. They turned it into a comma, a pause before the next chapter. When most people see struggle as a dead end, successful people see it as direction. They study their pain. They pay attention to what it's trying to teach them. Because hidden inside every struggle is a lesson, a map pointing you toward your next step, if only you're willing to look closely enough. The truth is, pain isn't just something to survive, it's something to understand. Every failure, every rejection, every heartbreak carries a message about who you are and what you need to grow into. When you shift from asking, "Why is this happening to me?" to "What is this trying to teach me?" you begin to take control of your journey. That's when struggle turns into strategy. Instead of being crushed by the weight of your challenges, you begin to rise because of them. You start to realize that life isn't happening against you. It's happening for you, to refine you, to strengthen you, and to prepare you for what you've been asking for. Think about anyone who has done something meaningful. The scientist who failed 1,000 times before discovery, the artist whose work was rejected over and over, the entrepreneur who lost everything before succeeding. They all had a moment when the pain could have stopped them, but they didn't run from it. They studied it. They found wisdom in the wounds. They learned what didn't work and used that knowledge to build what eventually did. Pain became their teacher, not their jailer. That's the difference between losing and learning. You only lose when you walk away without the lesson. If you choose to stay, to reflect, to grow, then every loss becomes part of your design. The world may only see the final success, but the blueprint behind it is written in struggle. Your pain is not random, it's a signal guiding you towards strength. So the next time you face difficulty, don't just endure it, study it, because the more you understand your pain, the more power you gain from it. Ordinary people turn struggle into success. Failure has a strange way of disguising itself. At first, it feels like an ending, like the world closing in on you. But if you look deeper, failure isn't your enemy, it's your architect. It sketches out where your strengths belong. It redraws the lines where you went wrong, and it teaches you how to rebuild better. Every time something falls apart, it's not life punishing you. It's life showing you a new way to construct your path. The most successful people aren't the ones who avoided mistakes. They're the ones who learned how to design with them. They treat failure as feedback, as information, not as a final judgment. When life tells you no, it's easy to take it personally. You think you weren't good enough, smart enough, or lucky enough. But sometimes that no is just redirection. It's a detour, not a dead end. The door that closes may be protecting you from something that wasn't meant for you or preparing you for something greater. The problem is, most people never stay long enough to find out. They let disappointment define them instead of guide them. But the truth is, failure draws the lines of your blueprint more clearly than success ever could. Success hides your weaknesses, failure exposes them. And that's how you grow. Think of it like building a structure. Every mistake is a misaligned brick. If you ignore it, the wall collapses later. But if you notice it, fix it, and adjust your design, the next version stands stronger. That's what failure does. It reveals what needs correction before you move higher. It's not pleasant, but it's powerful. It's how you develop wisdom, precision, and humility. Without failure, success would be fragile. Without rejection, confidence would be shallow. You need both to build something that lasts. So when things fall apart, when the plans you worked so hard for don't work out, take a breath and look again. Maybe the blueprint wasn't wrong. Maybe it was incomplete. Every wrong turn you take is helping you map the right direction. Every time you fall, you gain a clearer understanding of what works and what doesn't. That's progress, even when it doesn't feel like it. Failure isn't the end of the story. It's the draft that makes the final version worth reading. So don't fear it, don't hide from it, and don't label yourself by it. Learn from it, build from it, and let it shape the masterpiece of your life. Patience is one of the hardest things to practice in a world that rewards speed. Everyone wants results now, success now, recognition now, change now. But life doesn't work like that. Growth has its own rhythm, and it can't be rushed. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust the process. You water it, you give it light, and you wait. The same is true for your dreams. Just because you can't see progress doesn't mean nothing is happening. Sometimes the most important growth is the kind you can't see. The kind happening deep inside you beneath the surface, preparing you for the moment when everything will finally bloom. Too many people quit right before their breakthrough. They work hard, they struggle, and when results don't show up fast enough, they assume it's not working. But what they don't realize is that progress often starts quietly. Just like roots grow underground before a tree touches the sky, your success begins in silence. The unseen effort, the late nights, the self-doubt you push through, all of it is part of your growth. You may not see the results today, but that doesn't mean the process has failed. It means the foundation is still being formed. Patience doesn't mean waiting passively. It means trusting actively. It means staying consistent when nothing seems to move. It means showing up when no one is watching. Because every small step, every day of effort is adding up. The results may come slowly, but when they do, they come strong and steady. The people who seem to succeed overnight are usually the ones who were patient for years. Their overnight success was years of quiet persistence finally becoming visible. Impatience is the enemy of greatness. It makes you stop when you're only inches away from progress. But patience builds character. It teaches discipline. It reminds you that things of real value take time to grow. When you rush, you get temporary results. When you wait, you build something lasting. Life rewards those who endure the silent seasons. So if you're waiting for your moment, don't lose faith just because you can't see it yet. The roots are growing, the structure is forming, and the time will come when it all makes sense. Your patience today is the quiet investment that will bloom into strength, success, and peace tomorrow. There comes a time when you look back on your life and realize that the moments you thought were breaking you were actually building you. The nights you cried, the times you felt lost, the days when you questioned everything, those weren't wasted. They were the chapters that shaped your story. The pain, the failure, the disappointment. They all served a purpose even if you couldn't see it at the time. Life doesn't hand you strength in peaceful moments, it builds it in storms. Every hardship you faced was adding something to your foundation. It was making you more resilient, more focused, and more grounded for what was coming next. It's hard to see that truth when you're in the middle of the struggle. When everything hurts, when plans fall apart, when the future looks uncertain, you start to believe that maybe it's all meaningless. But it's not. Growth is rarely comfortable. Diamonds don't form without pressure. Gold isn't purified without fire. And your character doesn't develop without challenge. The struggles you face today are quietly sculpting the person you'll need to be tomorrow. You're not falling apart, you're being rebuilt. You're being equipped with the patience, strength, and wisdom that success will demand from you later. One day you'll connect the dots. You'll understand why certain things had to end, why certain people left, why certain doors closed. You'll see that everything that hurt you actually helped you. Every failure was a step toward clarity. Every rejection was protection. Every delay was preparation. Life wasn't holding you back, it was getting you ready. The struggle you face now is the blueprint of the life you'll live later. The lessons you're learning in pain today will become the wisdom that guides you tomorrow. So, when you find yourself in the middle of chaos, don't lose faith in the process. You're not buried, you're planted. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. The storm isn't there to destroy you. It's there to reveal what's inside you. The strength you discover through your current battles will become the foundation for your future victories. One day, you'll stand tall and realize that everything you went through built the strength you now stand on. The pain was temporary, but the power it gave you will last a lifetime. Your struggles today are not the end of your story. They are the beginning of your tomorrow.